What's up, guys? My name is Zack, and today I am driving a 2024 GMC Canyon Elevation. Up front is a 2.7-liter turbocharged inline-4, and down below is an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this GMC Canyon for two reasons. First of all, this is my first time driving this body style of Canyon, but the second reason is the fact that I also have driven the Colorado, and so we're going to be doing a little bit of a comparison to see which one's a better deal and which one I like better. However, if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And huge thank you to Napleton, GMC, and Buick in Schaumburg. If you'd like to browse their inventory, you can find that in the description below, but more on them towards the end of the video. But let's get back to that 2.7-liter turbo under the hood. Well, that is the only engine offered here in this generation of Canyon so far. It is known as the Turbo Max, and it makes 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque, which is really nice. The Colorado has the same 2.7-liter optional. However, they do offer a lower horsepower 2.7-liter at the base. The Canyon gets rid of that. So the Canyon only gets the Turbo Max engine, which is nice to see. And honestly, I really like the power that comes from it. I don't really miss the V6 option. Now, like I said, paired to it is an 8-speed automatic. Again, this seems to be an industry standard as of late, and it's working well. I liked it in the Colorado, and I like it again here in the GMC. Last but not least, this is 4-wheel drive. However, you can option and find Canyons in 2-wheel drive if that's something that you would want, or if you go with a more basic spec. So how does it feel to drive the GMC Canyon Elevation? It does ride stiffer than other trucks maybe in this category. It feels a little bit stiffer than the Colorado. However, I like the way that it drives. Good visibility out the front and side, and like I said, that 2.7-liter Turbo Max inline-4 is actually quite nice, so I don't have any issues about it. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a completely digital dashboard, and I do like this over the Colorado. This does feel a lot more mature and a lot more classy than the Colorado. Kind of feels like an art project, where this is standard gauges, and I like that look. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have our cruise control options and pre-collision warning, and off to the right, we have our voice commands, music, pages, and phone options. Again, the steering wheel does feel a little bit more grown up, which is nice to see here in a new truck. And off to the left, we have a giant climate control vent and a little gauge dimmer switch, as well as our trailer brake adjustments. And moving out of the door, we have lock and unlock, power mirrors, and power windows. Moving into the center, we do get our touchscreen infotainment. And again, I really like the way that this is laid out. I think the coloring scheme is really nice. And it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is nice to see. We also have our camera button, so we can kind of keep an eye on things. And we have an off-road pages, which will give us some really cool metrics and things to look at. We have Baja terrain and overlanding, so different pages and icons for each of those, which I think is really cool, really special, and something that I didn't see on the Colorado that I drove. However, other than that, it's a pretty standard infotainment system, but I think it feels fresh and modern enough. It doesn't feel like it's from 2010, and I like seeing that. One thing I always forget about until I'm filming the exteriors that I really don't like about new GM products is that there is no stock for the headlights. It's found in the infotainment. So come on this journey with me to turn the headlights on so I could take nice pictures. Controls, see more controls, lights, fog lights on, and we'll do headlights on. There we go. That's what it takes to turn the headlights on. It was just a stock in other vehicles. Now it's all digital, and I really don't like that. Down below, we do have our dual zone climate control, as well as our climate controls themselves. I like that these are physical buttons for AC, temperature, where to send it, things of that nature. A lot of cars are switching to infotainment-only climate controls, and I don't like that. So I like that GMC is sticking with physical. Then we have two climate control vents, our all windows down button, auto start stop on and off, hazard switch, lane keep assist, and auxiliary switch, USB-C and USB-A. I really like seeing the mix of the two technologies here. A little cubby, and we come into the center console. Off to the left, we have our four-wheel drive settings for 2 high and 4 high, as well as our mode. Power parking brake and the shifter. Shifter is nothing new here. Works well, and you can plus minus on the side if you would like. And then we have our cup holders. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test, but just like its sibling, the Colorado, unfortunately, it fails. Then we get a center console with a 12-volt outlet in it, and the seats. Now, the seats are decently comfortable. However, they are cloth. They are not power. These are manual seats. And so I was a little shocked by this. Given the fact that it is a GMC, you're taking that step up. You're also taking that step up in price, and it still has manual seats. Not a big fan of that. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2024 GMC Canyon Elevation, and a couple of things to note. First of all, my knees are hitting the seat in front of me. My head is not actually hitting the ceiling because I actually have this sort of bubble. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the roof actually goes back up, so I actually do have decent headroom. If the driver was nice and scooted up, I would have more leg room, of course, but not a whole ton to play with. I don't have any sort of back seat center console. I have 2 vents down here, USB-C and USB-A, and you can fold up these rear seats for some added storage down below, which is super, super helpful, but nothing too crazy beyond that. Let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the bed, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, around the back of the GMC Canyon Elevation, nice soft opening tailgate here, which is really nice. And we do have the little storage container back here as well. So you can store stuff inside the tailgate, which I think is really, really cool, really special. I haven't seen this in other vehicles. However, just make sure that whatever you put in here is not directional, because as soon as you flip the tailgate back up, it's all gonna go rolling around. But little items you could store in here, and then you just relock it like that. We have 2 tie downs at either corner, which is nice, and we do get a outlet back here, a standard American wall outlet, where the Colorado I drove did not get that. It is optional on the Colorado, but you do have to spend a little bit more money, so it is more standard here in the Canyon, which is great to see. Other than that, that is the bed space of the new Canyon, which is definitely nice to see. Nice light tailgate right back up. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I really, really like the look of the GMC Canyon. I think the updated fascia, rear end, all of it together works really well and looks fresh enough for the next several years. This is finished in solar flare metallic, and I absolutely love it. I would highly recommend seeking out this color if you end up buying a Canyon, because it is just so good in my opinion. However, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the brand new GMC Canyon? Well, I really, really like this truck. Far and away, I like this truck a lot better than the Gladiator, for sure. However, if we compare it to its sibling, the Colorado, I actually think that the Colorado is a better deal, because I truthfully am kind of bothered by the fact that this has a manual seat. North of $45,000, I shouldn't have to pump my own lumbar support and seat just to get comfortable. I should have memory seats up at $45,000. I should have heated seats, and yet I have neither. So that was a bit of a letdown for sure. But there is something to be said about the maturity of the GMC Canyon. That's something that I really do like about this truck. Like I said with the gauge cluster, I like the black, white, and red aesthetic. I think it's a lot more grown up, where take a look here at the Colorado, so many different colors are going on. Like I said, it looks like a kid's art project from preschool, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just a lot going on. This feels a lot more calm. This actually feels a lot more inviting. Same with the infotainment display in the center, and same with the rest of this interior. The nice subtle chrome accents aren't very blingy or in your face. in that regard, it does feel like a healthy step up from the Colorado. If you're cross-shopping this and the Colorado, this is going to be the more mature, the more businessy, the more straightforward truck, where the Colorado is going to have a little bit more flair, a little bit more fun, be a little bit more kid-like. And maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want something with a little bit more fun. Then definitely go with the Colorado. But if you're also going to drive this to your business meetings, to work, to school, whatever it might be, the Canyon might be the better option because of that. It's going to reinforce that idea for you. But either way, if you pick the Colorado or the Canyon, I think you're making a great choice. These trucks have been wonderful to drive, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with them. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Napleton GMC in Schaumburg for letting me take out their GMC Canyon. I was so excited to get behind the wheel after driving the Colorado. Napleton GMC in Schaumburg has been absolutely wonderful to work with, customer service, and I can't recommend them enough. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.